Mark Meadows just walking out, joining us. Congressman, thanks for being here.
It's great to be with you.
Give us an inside scoop. We're kind of behind the scenes of this meeting.
You know, obviously it was a very long meeting where the president was talking about not only the agenda on immigration, but certainly what we've accomplished, what we need to do from here. But it's all about getting it done. He really wants us to make sure that we put up 218 votes on the House floor this week. He said he's behind us 1,000%. Obviously wants to deal with this separation issue with children at the border, but both bills actually do that. The compromise bill or the leadership bill is certainly the one that seems to have the most the highest probability of getting to 218.
The president just walked by. The microphone didn't stop. A number of Democrats there chanting about getting families together. Did the president say, you know, that he knows that he can do a change himself, or how did he play it with the legislation?
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. He had Secretary Nielsen there, and obviously she was there in the room and talking about the fact that we've got to find a real solution to this. But this is more a legislative solution. This is something that we've been dealing with a long time. When you look at protection of children, that's why this decree came down originally. But they believe that it's best that we get a legislative solution. I think there's some narrow bills that both in the House and the Senate that will address this issue. But I'm hearing Chuck Schumer is not supportive of any legislative effort.
We just reported that, and that's what he said today to reporters, is that there's not a Republican legislative solution that Democrats will sign on to. And your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction to that is read the bills. I mean, I know we've introduced a bill. Senator Ted Cruz has introduced a bill. But is he saying that there's no legislative solution? And when you look at that, Brett, I think that the American people want us to solve it. I've been getting calls all day long. But at the same time, they want us to come together. Democrats and Republicans, I think a number of us are giving them the opportunity to do that.
I'm going to listen in, just see if the president says anything as he's with
Sure.
the House Majority Leader McCarthy.
Mr. President,
we had a great meeting. These are laws that have been broken for many years, decades, but we had a great meeting. Thank you.
Kind of reiterating there, Congressman, what he said going in, the laws have been broken for decades, and you had a great meeting. Did he talk a lot about immigration, or was it a mix? I mean,
it was a real mix. I think he started with immigration. He came back to immigration both in the middle and at the end. But we talked about regulation. We talked about actually the association health plans that bring down premiums for health care that he's signing in with the Secretary of Labor. And
is there an urgency here, or is this an issue that both sides are kind of playing politics with?
Yeah, I can tell you that our side is not playing politics with it. I had my staff working over the weekend to come up with a legislative fix, 77 pages that really we worked around the clock to get introduced today, and we did that at noon. And so it's not about politics. It's about getting the job done right. Unfortunately, it has been a political football back and forth. And when you're dealing with people's lives, you got to make sure that you get it done right. Hopefully we will, and I believe we will this week.
And were Republicans in that meeting saying we need to either do a narrow bill, or, President, you have to change this dynamic? Yeah,
I think right now the focus was on the two more comprehensive bills. There was not a lot of discussion about a narrow bill, although the separation issue did come up a couple of times, and you know, the president was very compassionate about it, talked about his daughter bringing that up, Ivanka, and so when you look at that, it's not lost on him that we've got to fix this, but at the same time, we've got this full week. I think the pressure is on us from the American people to get it done this week. I believe we will.
Congressman, we appreciate you stopping by,
Thank you,
giving
Brett.
us the inside scoop.